Welcome to the Warhammer Online community/game news discussion video. Throughout the course of these videos, I'm going to be discussing topics such as developer discussions, future patches, future features in the game, classes, and also other news within the Warhammer Online game and community. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch on is a transcription for a discussion between game developers and Warhammer Online fans that took place. Where did this take place? It took place on Wednesday. Around this was in June, I think it was. And basically, what they talked about was they wanted their opinions on the game and their state of the game or whatever. And then they wanted their opinions on these future patches. Now, they have released a mini sort of update for the topics of the future patches. And I'll just give you a brief description, and then I'm going to talk about this transcript real quick. So, on this list here, it says version 1.4.4. The main focuses are CC focus on range classes, scenario quest revisions to match the rotating playlist, open RVR campaign reintroducing the concept of a defensive win, survey of war camps and scenarios to ensure guards are working correctly, examine new scenarios based on old areas, so Land of the Dead, Tomb of the Ultralord, fix bugs in Tracker, and work on outstanding tone tasks. So that patch is again really about introducing new content and revamping old content. Should be good. I'm looking forward to even more new scenarios. One thing I'm kind of pissed off about though is, do you remember that the College of Corruption scenario that they did? And I did a video on the test server about it. They put that when it hit live servers, they put it in the game, and when they did the scenario shuffle, they've got rid of it again. So basically, we only had like a month to play it, and that's it. It's new content. We haven't had new content for 2 years, near enough, and you're taking our new content away after a month. I'm really pissed off with that. I think that was a massive mistake. So, version 1.4.5 and beyond says here, CC focus on targeted changes based on developer discussions and feedback. Implement fort features. Oh, this is going to be amazing. I touched on this a few times in some Scenario Sunday videos I did, talking about future patches and what I'd like to see and what you'd like to see. And fortresses was my main thing that I wanted to see back. For some of you who may not know who played the game that early, fortresses were in the game, and now if you can imagine a keep siege, but just in one, like if you can imagine every single player from that server in that one keep siege. If any of you have ever walked to the capital cities, do you know those? So say example, you're in Eartain and you're walking to the Altdorf. The huge big buildings you have to go through in that other zone, like next to it where the portal is, that's the fortress, and that's where the fortresses are, and that's where they were last time. And they were basically one giant keep siege with everyone there. Now the main problem is it was a lag fest, so obviously they're going to have to change it maybe so it isn't such a lag fest. So they could implement, I don't know, a like make it almost an instance like they did with city sieges. But then the thing with that is it's going to be less people than keep sieges, and it's not going to feel as big scale. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that, and obviously they'll probably release more information on that as it comes. Also, we're looking at RVR, examine how to reintroduce guards at BOs and keeps in a manageable fashion based on feedback. Again, I think that's better because BOs were just kind of like there for no reason, if you know what I mean. They were obviously you need them for the resources, but they were like, well, if no one's there, you can just walk up and take them, and that isn't very realistic. Fix bugs on Tracker, finish Groveled Caverns. What's Groveled? I think that's the scenario that they said they were working on ages ago and they never got round to bringing it out. Typical. So that could be a new scenario. And we're talking very beyond here is crafting and equipment upgrade. So maybe some new skills, maybe a different way on how you do this. I don't know. They're also thinking of doing 6v6 weekends, which I've actually already done one of just as a test roll. Did that a few weeks ago. And that's where a scenario becomes 6v6 only for one weekend. So I'm just going to go over quick. That's basically this update that's on the War Herald. Again, that'll be a link in the description. But somebody posted, one of the person who went to this place posted a full transcript of this interview. Well, of this discussion chat that they had. Now, it's pretty long. That's what she said. It comes with a picture as well. You can see them all. But, yeah, it's a pretty long transcript. So I'm just going to point out some key points. So, they got in there and there was a few... They were just talking about general things. And so, first of all, they asked what they thought the best thing they did in previous patches and what they thought the worst thing they did. And one person said changing the Renown rank on gear in the lower levels and extending the Renown rank so you could double your Renown rank. Now, here's my opinion on this. I think it's a really good idea for lower tiers because I've leveled... I mean, on my Black Orc, for example, you've all seen my Black Orc, right? He's only Renown rank 36. The reason he's only Renown rank 36 is because when I was leveling him, I couldn't get my Renown rank past my level. So every time I hit my Renown rank, which didn't take long, I then had to spend fucking ages leveling up my XP to get the level, to the point where I thought, well, the time I'm spending to level my Renown rank, I could be spending to make my level into level 40 and then just concentrate purely on my Renown in tier 4. Brilliant, I'll do that. So I did that and I got butt raped. I mean, it's good for people now because if you're leveling a low character, you can... I mean, my warrior priest, I started leveling him, well, not that long back, actually, though. He's probably my latest character, and when I got into tier 3, they took away the Renown rank cap. And this was amazing. So, I think at this point, when this patch came out, I was level 30... oh, no, actually, no. I was probably level 28, Renown rank 28. And I was like, oh my god. And at this point, tier 3 was mostly order-dominated for us. It came to the point where we were just taking empty keeps, which is really boring, but I got my Renown rank so high. At the moment, on my warrior priest, I'm like Renown rank 55 at the moment. And again, that's just from taking empty keeps, but I'm still level 39. It is good because basically you can wear Invader in tier 3. That's now the highest gear set you can wear in tier 3 now is Invader, which I think is really cool because Invader was kind of pointless. Conqueror Invader was really shit in tier 4 since the new gear implemented. But they are amazing in tier 3, you know? I mean, now on my warrior priest, because I'm level 39, got full Invader, I'm just going solo round trying to get some kills, like ganking people and stuff. And it's so much fun. Even when there's dead zones, there's always some people to kill. So yeah, I do agree with this guy that is one of the better things they did. But like I say, people like my Black Orc, for example, got shitted on because we leveled it before this, and now I'm in tier 4 with only Renown rank 34, where I could be like Renown rank 80 by now if it wasn't for this. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed off with that. So one of the things the worst was he said Renown ticks galore for everything. Now, here's the thing. Renown ticks for everything. Now, this encourages leeches, obviously. You know, you can even leech. Heck, I've even done it once or twice, unfortunately. I hate to admit it, but I have. Just to get a few Renown points, just to ding to that next level so I can get the full set. But you can leech in any RVR zone and get the Renown for the resources just for sitting there. So, but the thing is, getting Renown for resources, it's not really PvP unless there's other people in the zone who are trying to kill it. And I think you do need to reward players for protecting this carrier, this resource carrier. Don't reward them Renown points, I think, is the thing I'm trying to get at here, and influence and XP, because the problem with this is it encourages leeches to sit outside the war camp. Now, this is a big problem with AAO, which I'm going to talk about in a sec. They need to reward them in some other way. Maybe it be that rewarding the individual player with Renown, or rewarding the whole selection of players in that zone. Maybe you could say, well, maybe the people who spent X amount of time on that BO could do it, but then people could just leech around on the empty BOs and still get the tick. So I don't know, it is a difficult one, you know, and I don't exactly blame Mythic for not being able to do much, because it really is a hard situation to try and solve. So, you know, that's that. But getting on to the against all odds situation, now here's my opinion on this. Now I really want to hear your opinion on this as well. Against all odds really only benefits solo players, and here's why. There's been so many situations where I've been in the RVR lates and Destruction have got AOO, okay, which is fine because it means that, you know, it's encouraging us to go out and fight. That was the whole point of it. You're against an army that's way more than you, but it's encouraging you to go out and fight, because when you get kills, you're going to get a hell of a lot of renown points, and you do. The problem is with this though, generally when you're outnumbered in an RVR field, it's either for two reasons. That tier is dead and it's only one side that's just got complete control, such as for like tier 3s mostly like that a lot of the times. Or there's a pre-made warband in that lake and you haven't got a cat in hell chance if you're in a pug warband. And if you're, say there are only two groups and you're a 4 warband, if they're pre-made, you're pretty much not going to win. So having that, why would you go out and fight them? Even if you've got like 200% against all odds, why would you go out and fight them knowing that you're just going to die straight away? However, if you were, say, I don't know, a solo class, so say if you were a witch elf or witch hunter, okay, they're the stealthy class that run around and do high damage and are really good at soloing. If you are one of those, against all odds benefits you more than it benefits us, and the reason for this is you can go around that lake unhidden for ages until you can find someone to pick on and go, aha, I'm going to kill you. You're not in a group, or you're running around solo too. It makes it a lot easier for you to get kills than it does for people in a warband, or for people like choppers, slayers, bright wizards, sorcerers. It's a lot easier for you to get kills other than all these other classes, because you're better soloers. I mean, choppers can't solo for shit. Sorcerers and bright wizards can't solo for shit. Warrior priests and docs, yeah, they could probably solo as well, actually pretty good, because they can do some high damage as well. But you see my point. It's there, but it's only really encouraging witch elves and witch hunters to go in and fight, which I think is so wrong, because we're starting to see so many high renown rank witch elves and witch hunters that any class hasn't got a chance against them. So I think they need to. It's a good idea because, you know, it's encouraging everyone to go and fight, but it isn't. That's the thing. That's the idea behind it. But the actual concept in reality is that it's only encouraging classes such as witch elf and witch hunter to go into the field. So that wraps it up for this first video. I know it may be too long or rambly, but that's the whole point of these videos. And like I say, over the course of these videos, I'm going to be talking about topics like this. I'm going to be going over topics in more depth, such as upcoming patches and my opinions on each individual patch, and I'm going to be doing a whole video on fortresses, so if you're looking forward to that, look out for that and make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to be going over class balances and also some really old topics and how they've changed throughout the game, and also then to wrap it all off, I'm going to be going over all of your responses. So I'm going to make the video back open for your responses, so still get some comments in about what you want to see, and I'll go over them in that final video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please rate it and show your support. Show me that you like this sort of video and that you like talking videos more. And because I really enjoy doing it, because I really love talking about my opinions on the game and hearing other people's opinions as well, because we are all players of the game and it's nice to see what everyone else thinks, and it's just an awesome game and I love talking about it anyway. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I'll see you in the next video.